He just kind of casually tells his daughter, you know, that her plane is annoying. And y'all, this little girl claps back. She says, I wrote this exactly. She says right here in my little book, all right. If everyone loves their script, then why is there so much to fix? We stand a bad bitch.
Anywhere you go, give it all. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Young Guys Cosplay, and I'm back again with another Stitch and Bitch Sunday video. If you're new to my channel, Stitch and Bitch Sunday is where I sit down and tell you guys about a terrible TV show or movie that I've watched recently while I crochet. If you're a returning viewer, you guys, there's like 700 plus y'all here, and I just really feel the love, and I really appreciate you guys so much. Like, you guys have been killing the game. I say this damn near every video because literally, like, every time y'all just like, oh, the bar right here, guess what, we're gonna go boom. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I am truly blessed to be here. How did I go back to American Horror Story? Like, I barely got through Bro House. Y'all saw that last video. Like, I barely got through Bro House. And I think someone had commented that that wasn't even their season 10. It was a mini series that they released in between seasons. And I'm just like, okay, but why are you guys taking trash out the garbage? Now season 10's officially released, and of course I was like, okay, what y'all doing? Okay, it's supposed to be called double featured or whatever. And the premise of the story is like, you know, it's not anything really to call back home to, but like when I say that, I was like, okay, you know, got some familiar faces. Evan Peters is in it. Maybe won't be that bad.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Let's get into American Horror Story double feature. Quick disclaimer, it is American Horror Story. Blood, gore, anything you could think of. What, just put it up there, okay? Like, it's kind of like if you're talking about Saw. We ain't gonna be talking about unicorns. The episode 1 opens up with a little girl counting roadkill. She just out here counting roadkill as they drive to this mysterious location. The dad and the mom and everything, and no one gets names. I'm just gonna throw faces. Nobody get named here because the show's bad. But the dad and the mom basically are casually, like, you know, watching the road, looking at each other like, oh, it's gonna be so great. We're gonna have a little getaway and everything. You're gonna be able to write. I'm gonna be able to, like, you know, do this interior design job. It's gonna be great for the family. As, like, you know, I think the one guy who plays the dad is the same guy from 1984 who plays Benji's dad. And the woman who plays the mom is the one who plays Benji's mom. So you already know the trauma's gonna be real loud, okay? And they made her pregnant. So you know damn well she's gonna be crying, losing her mind, because that's literally all she does. They are counting the roadkill, and the daughter casually mentions, you know, that one of the animals on the side of the road was a raccoon, and the dad for some reason was just like, oh my god, not a raccoon, hashtag raccoon lives matter. But like, he just got really upset, and the daughter was just like, oh well, you know, I just feel like raccoons, they deserve better, blah blah blah. So that kind of casually distracts him and everything, and then they stop because as she's counting, she's like 9, 10, there's a big ass deer in the road. And I'm just like, sir, so you just seeing her counting consistently 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 10, and the animals are just getting bigger, and you're just like, this is normal, this is fine. Only a white family, okay, my black ass will not be out here. I see one roadkill too many, and I'm just like over here putting shit in reverse. But yeah, so he sees this big ass deer in the middle of the road. He stops the car, he gets out to check it to see if, I don't know what you checking. You're not even a doctor or, you know, an animal doctor. I can't think of the name right now. A veterinarian. You're not even a veterinarian. So what are you looking for? So he goes out, he checks on the deer, and he realizes that the deer has like, it's weird because it's not like roadkill. It looks like someone done bit its neck. And I'm just like, So y'all just don't see a big ass bite in this ear's neck? Okay, so y'all gonna keep going. Okay, y'all gonna keep going. Yeah, listen. He decides to get back in the car and everything. He's just like, oh, you know, we're gonna drive around it. We're gonna go back to our little house that we got booked for the winter or whatever. And everything's gonna be fine. As they drive off, the deer's like, you know, corpse is just like pulled off dramatically. And you're just like, oh my God, monsters. What is it? What could it be? But anyway, so they get to the house and everything, and we get to see, like, you know, the mom is like pregnant. Like, she's not like pregnant, she's like pregnant. I'm talking like she looked like she do yesterday. And they get to meet the landowner. And I think the woman, I don't know why they just make a joke about Boston accents. I think this is a kind of casually imply that they're up north. This is where they're staying and everything. And, you know, they mention not to make fun of the Boston accent, to which the show continues to make fun of the Boston accent, because she basically is just like, you know, hey, you know, welcome to P-Town. Literally what she calls it. I'm just like, what in the appropriation? Anyway, welcome to P-Town and everything. Make sure your doors are locked, make sure your windows are locked and everything. The Pilgrims came here first. And I'm just like, okay, but everyone died. And I'm like, wait, what? And my dad's a writer, so he's like, ooh, material. The mom is too busy focused on, you know, decorating the house. The house looks raggedy. It looks gray. It looks dry. It looks ashy. And I say as I have a great background. Listen, pot, kettle. The mom is focused on, you know, interior design and everything, and she's like, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be amazing. Okay, you're gonna be able to clear up your mind. We were able to leave the city, and I never thought we'd be out here like this, but like, I'm gonna be able to decorate this house. And the only reason why I got this job is because someone saw my Instagram page, and they were like, wow, your Instagram page looks lit. Can you like redecorate this home in the middle of P-Town, middle of bumfuck nowhere? And she's like, yeah, Josh, I can. And I think they mentioned that the little girl is like homeschooled. And I don't know why that always bothers me whenever shows are like, oh, they're homeschooled. Because it's never like, oh, you know, they're homeschooled as in like, you know, they're gonna be with the kid all the time. And like, that's why she's in the home all the time with the parents. It's always like, this is the reason to make her weird. And I'm just like, I hate it here. Because personally, I was homeschooled. And you guys, I am perfectly normal. But yeah, so they mentioned the kids homeschooled. And like, you know, they're due for the second kid. The mom used to be a former teacher. And now she's interior design and all that. And the dad just needs to get away from the city and focus on his writing. I will point out one thing. I find it funny that the mom mentioned that she was going to redecorate the house. And for some reason, the landlord was just looking kind of pressed. Like, he was just like, don't do that. But she was also just like, okay, here are the keys, bye. Which was kind of weird. So I'm kind of just like, okay, episode 1, season 10, y'all hinting a lot, but what's going on? So the sun eventually sets, and the husband decides that he's gonna walk to a local grocery store because they need food and stuff. You know, they just got there. They ain't got nothing. And as he's walking to the grocery store, he notices that the streetlights are really weird because they're like glow red. And I don't know why, but like the moment I saw that, I immediately was just like, okay, I swear to God, which writer saw 27 Days of Nights and said, I like this? Because if you haven't seen the movie, if you like vampires, if you like gore, if you like blood, I recommend. But and there's this crazy lady that does like a little jump scare for you. She's homeless and all that. And surprise, it's Sarah Paulson. I don't know why I remember her name. For some reason, something about her, she just always has the same kind of distraught like look on her face, and this has become kind of this like iconic thing for her. Like, to be typecast as the distraught white woman, but somehow do it differently than the other distraught white woman. I personally just feel like that's iconic. You know, you really found your niche, you found your bag, and you stick with it. But she basically like, you know, tells, oh yeah, so she's apparently like, you know, the known crazy person of the town, and she basically tells the husband that she needs to leave. They're gonna suck him dry. They're gonna vampires, you know, like. And for some reason, Mikey, the store owner, is like, get out of here, Karen. And I'm like, see what y'all did there. Y'all think you slick. Y'all think you slick. But you know damn well if you name a white woman Karen, you know exactly what you did. And you know what? Thank you. No, you don't get no, I will whisper. Thank you. The next scene cuts to a montage of the dad trying to work and the mom trying to decorate, and the daughter is playing the violin very passionately, very, very fluently. And there's also like a fox running around in the sand hunting. I don't know what the direction was, but sure, let's go with it. obviously, as we're watching the fox and everything, the violin song gets more and more just, you know, this is about to hit its climax. The fox gets captured by something, and we're just like, oh shit. And the dad eventually is just like, you know what, I can't work like this. You playing the violins, you turning pages real loud, like you keep going, try to do eggshell, try to do white, I can't focus. But he doesn't say all that. He just kind of casually tells his daughter, you know, that her playing is annoying. And y'all, this little girl claps back. She says, I wrote this exactly. She says right here in my little book, all right. If everyone loves their script, then why is there so much to fix? We stand a bad bitch, okay? But also, I'm ready to fight this child. Because I'm just like, sir, this is your father. The mom also gets the same vibes. And she's just like, ooh, time to go on a walk. Who wants to go outside? Us, because, you know, your father did not need that, but he did say your playing was annoying. So, like, you know, I kind of see how you got here, but let's go diffuse this by going on a walk. It was good, but I also feel like it still plays into, like, you know, homeschool kids are weird, because she was a little bit too honest with her dad. Like, I was like, sir, ma'am, little girl, I liked it. You know, definitely keep this energy, but maybe save it for, like, maybe not your father. But if he tries you again, little girl, don't hold back, okay? Because your violin playing will get you somewhere. His writing right now got you in a bum-ass house in the middle of P-Town, okay? So, I'm with you. I'm with you. So the mom and daughter go on a walk, and the daughter asks, what do you think killed the Pilgrims? You know, casual topic between mother and daughter. And the mom's like, I don't really know, but like, I like adventure, I like excitement, I like new things. And as she's explaining this, a monster with sharp teeth is like watching them. He's just in the cemetery looking pale as a motherfucker, and he decides to chase after them. And I don't know why they decide to go with twitching, because like, it's like American Horror Story doesn't know how to make things scary anymore. So it's just jump scares and that really weird, like whatchamacallit, Grudge kind of effects, where it's just that really jerky kind of twitching. They run back home and they get to the house, they lock the door, the guy's banging on the door, and eventually he like leaves, and I think they call the cops, because you know, that's what white people do. And when they call the cops and everything, it's a black woman. I forget her name, but like, it's her. I just love seeing us get a bag, even if it's ugly. She's here and everything. She plays a cop, and she basically tells them that it's just opioids. And I'm just like, not the opioids, not the drugs, not the white man's kryptonite. But she explains that it's that there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing weird about P-Town and everything. You just had a person in broad daylight chase after you and your daughter back to your house. So the dad and everything, he's basically like calling cap. He's just like, bruh, listen, I already know the scoop. I came out here because I heard that y'all had a family die out here in their own homes. They were killed. What about that? And when he says that, I was like, wait. So you read an article about how P-Town had a whole ass massacre, and you brought your family out here so you could write? And now you want to question, does the wife know? And obviously the mom looking at him like, so did you look it up after we got here, or did you look it up before you got here, or did you look it up when we were booking the house? And he's just like, I had no idea. I just want to ask the cops about that, you know? Definitely not the reason why I brought y'all out here. And I'm just like, this raggedy ass bitch. Like, and the cops and everything were just like, oh, you know, we found out that the guy was like, you know, connected to mafias or whatever. Just some bullshit, you know, just some good old bullshit. And they just like, you know, that was not a regular occurrence here or anything. That's just one of them random ass killings that happen in a small town, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, all right, so when y'all finna leave? Because the roadkill didn't stop you. The guy chasing after your wife and your kid didn't stop you. And now you know about it. Nothing's gonna make him leave. Like, the fact that he looked it up and then he was just like, let's move here anyway. I'm just like, sir. So I think at this point, the dad asks the mom if she wants to go home. And she goes, no, I have my interior design thing to do. We can't possibly go home. And he's just like, okay, you know, since you said it, we're not gonna go home. And he ends up looking up the murders more, I think, that evening as they're going to bed. And the little girl hears like tapping on her window. Yeah, just, you know, tippity tap on her window. She's on the second floor. I'm not stressed. I didn't say that. But she gets up, she looks outside, and again, it's vampires. It's just vampire that he's hissing. It's supposed to be a jump scare. I'm just tired at this point. And she screams. The dad goes upstairs. He's like, hey, it was probably a nightmare. Don't worry about it. The mom's like, come sleep in our bed tonight. We'll be fine. And when he goes outside to check, the vampires are gone. Now, they haven't confirmed if the vampires are not, but y'all... The dad decides, you know, I'm gonna make myself some tea and everything. I'm gonna like write. But then he's just like, fuck it. I'm gonna drink. And I'm like, sir, whiskey is not your friend right now, okay? He's gonna put your ass to sleep. And then you know what happens? He falls asleep as he tries to write, and it's just not working out for him. He got really bad writer's block, and like nothing's working. So the next morning, the daughter wakes up and she sees him sleeping on the couch, and she says, oh, let me get my book for this one, because this girl got some fire ass one-liners here. She says, in the army, they shoot you for falling asleep on guard duty. She gonna consistently tell her father that she ain't shit. And honestly, at first I was like, literally, let's just fight. But now I'm kind of just like, I'm vibing with it. He really up here like, Dad, listen, you said my violin performance was annoying. And she ain't never gonna let that shit go, okay? Hashtag never forget. So the dad decides that he's gonna go on a run to clear his head and everything, because obviously he's hungover. And as he's running on the beach, he just comes across 2 dead bodies, you know, just you know, out there. And he calls the cops. You know, the cops and everything are just like, yeah, we'll look into it. A whale probably did it. Now y'all blaming the orcas? Y'all got a vampire infestation, and y'all over here like, nah, man, this looks like orca attack. Sir, this guy had his gut cut open, clean, real clean. Like and orcas don't even attack people because they look at us and they go, yes, kindred spirits. No, like, now y'all blaming the whole whale. The way I paused and laughed my ass off, I still laugh. Because imagine, you're trying to pretend that you don't have a vampire problem, but everything's hinting at vampires. And then your new tenants are just like, yo, we got 2 dead bodies on the beach. What the fuck? And you want to blame orcas? Whales? So the dad comes back home, and he basically is like, oh my God, honey, like, I'm not gonna tell you what I saw, but like, I want to go out tonight and celebrate life. And I'm just like, sir, if you go out tonight, you're gonna be celebrating nothing. But you know, he makes plans to go out to a restaurant and everything. And I think as they're getting ready to go, the daughter's just like, who's gonna watch me? And they're like, the landlord. I'm like, not the landlord. But fortunately, that doesn't happen, because the wife gets sick, and she's just like, I don't know. Definitely not morning sickness. It's too late for that. I don't know what's going on. And I'm just like, child, can they just not traumatize? I'm tired. Every time I see this actress, I'm tired of seeing her face in American Horror Story, because they always give her parental trauma. They give her child trauma. So the moment I saw she was pregnant, and now she's getting sick for no reason, and she's on this, I just know ain't nothing good gonna come from her story. And I'm tired of men just being like, okay, yes, what we're gonna do. Trauma, okay, before a woman, but like via her children or lack thereof. Yeah. Will I still watch the show? I'm just a masochist at this point. Like, at first it was fun and everything. I was just like, you know, pain and all that. And like any kind of kink, it's new. You get into it, you kind of learn your limits. But now at this point, I need a masochist anonymous group and everything. Where are my bad TV watchers out here? Can y'all like help me out, because I can't look away. But also, I'm not going to not hit play. But also, where is the line? That's why I keep asking myself, and I have yet to find it. The mom basically tells the dad, you know, I don't want to ruin your night. You go out to the reservation and all that. I'll stay here with the daughter, and I'll just feel better. But bring me home a steak or whatever. And she's craving red meat, and I'm just like, can y'all be less obvious about this? But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. She's like, bring me home some steak or whatever. He goes out to the restaurant, and they have this one guy. His face looks familiar, and I'm pretty sure when I look up his image later, I'll see who he is, and I'll be like, oh, there you are. But he basically is like, you know, this gay guy at the bar, and I hate how American Horror Story writes gay people. Like, they have no idea how to write them, so they're all bad. Or they all get killed off in some terrible way. You know, spoiler for if you want to watch the little miniseries that they had, all the gay characters die. Well, except for but her girlfriend's dead. He's just like the gay guy and everything. It's just like, yo, bro, and everything. If you're looking for a good time. And he's like, no, I'm married to a woman. Not interested. And the guy is just like, you know, flirts with him and everything. I'm not sure if he's like a gay vampire, but like, he's definitely, I didn't like how he came across really strong. We get introduced to Evan Peters, and he's up there singing a song with Frances Conroy, and the two of them, I don't know why, something about their chemistry, I'm just like, this definitely seems like she's a cougar, and you kind of enjoy yourself, but like, you're not opposed, but you're also not 100% for, but like, you also not, like, you don't mind, you know? So like, I really enjoy Evan Peters doing anything. Like, this man could literally play a potato, and I'd be like, that's a hot ass potato, I want to fuck that potato. They give their whole performance, and later they buy him a drink, and they invite him over, and introduce that they are also writers, and that they come out to this little town every winter to just, you know, let their creative juices flow and other juices. And, you know, they come back home after a winter there, and ta-da, they are fabulous, successful writers. And there's one line that Frances Conroy delivers, and I had to write this shit down because the way I stopped and the way I was like, ma'am, hold on, wait a minute. He mentions the weather. He's like, does the dreary weather ever get to you? You know, is this, you know, how do you get creative in such a, like, you know, a gloomy place? And she says, the kind of vitamin D I like does not come from the sun. Oh my Lord Jesus, oh my God. So yeah, Frances is also another bad bitch that we stand. Because she just iconic. So yeah, so dad eventually makes it back home, and he realizes that the window's open because he's securing everything. Wife and kids are asleep. He's like, okay, good. And as he realizes that when the windows are open, the vampire that chased his wife and kids from earlier is in his house. So he beats his ass, okay? He doesn't get the frying pan like, you know, American Horror Story 1984, but he definitely grabs one of the, I don't know what to call it, the stuff you use to clean out the fireplace, and he just, like, you know, mollywopping, okay? Nuck If You Buck playing real loud in the background, and he kills it. He wins. But he notices that the guy has, like, sharp teeth, and that he doesn't quite look human, but, like, he's also really fucking pale, and I'm just like, yeah, you dumb bitch, it's vampires. And, like, you should probably leave because there's fucking vampires around here. But, you know, it's neither here nor there. He calls the cops. They're just like, oh, man, opioid crisis, you know, these drugs, meth, orca whales really be out here wrecking the neighborhood. We gotta leave and everything. The wife is freaking out. The daughter doesn't know what's going on, but she's like, oh, guess the house really is haunted now. Because she mentioned that earlier, but like, it wasn't haunted. But now, since, you know, I guess the guy, you know, killed a vampire in the house, it's haunted. And I'm kind of just like, no, because vampires don't have souls, so like, it's not haunted. Like, can you never seen a vampire haunt the house before? It'd be embarrassing. It'd be like, sir, I thought you sold your soul for eternal life. Now look at you, haunting this dusty ass, ratty looking house. Okay, like, no. So as the family is recovering from the attack and break-in that they had, we go back to Sarah Paulson, and she's basically, I think, out behind the restaurant because she was in the restaurant at some point, and she was begging for food because, you know, she's homeless, and she's waiting outside the restaurant, and she gets a random phone call, and it's weird because she's like, no, I can't do it again. Now, before this scene, I'm jumping around now because the plot is beginning to thicken a little bit, and I'm kind of just like, okay, I see where y'all going. I don't like it, but you might get me for episode 2. Because before Sarah Paulson gets the phone call, after the family is recovering from the break-in, we cut over to Frances Conroy, and I already called it, she probably a vampire. Boom, she a vampire. And she's in the bed with a gay man. And she's just like, hey, you know, $50, I'll pay you for the sex and all that. Because we stand sex workers here. Sex work is real work, even if you're fucking a vampire. And she basically, you know, looks at him and he's like, hey, you know, I'll pay you more if you give me a little, like, if you give, like, you know, I'm not saying like I'm gonna, like, you know, drain you dry, but I'm just saying if you give me a little, like a little straw, I'll pay you more. And he's just like, no, because last time you lost control, so I'm not gonna do that again. And she's just like, listen, how about I just drink you anyway and you don't die? And he's just like, dang, that's a good deal. Okay, here you go. So she ends up drinking his blood and all that. And we're just like, okay, confirm. Frances the vampire, you know, to nobody's surprise. And I'm guessing that little drink was enough because she gave Sarah Paulson a little call. And Sarah, you know, is freaking out and everything. We don't know why. But that's neither here nor there. We cut to the next scene. The daughter decides that she wants to stay. Both the parents are like, I gotta go. The mom, for some reason, is like, what about my interior design? And this... it's so weird because I'm just like, ma'am, you don't, the house not worth it. Let the house be raggedy. So, like, dad and everything's like, no, we gotta go and everything. And we can't stay here. And he gets a call from Evan Peters. You know, I don't even know what his character's name is, but he's Peters. And Evan basically invites him over to his house. And he's just like, yo, here's how I get all my amazing ideas. Drugs. And he basically offers the husband these little black pills. We don't know what they are. He doesn't say what they are. He just basically goes, hey, you know, in a very flamboyant way, he explains that this basically uncorks his brain and he's able to write. And this is why he's like, you know, being able to buy these $4,000 pajamas. And I'm just like, sir, you know damn well the only reason I could do that is because you're a vampire, but it's whatever. So he goes, the husband's like, you know, I'm never going to take drugs and everything. Peters is like, you know, hey, take them anyway just in case you change your mind. It's Evan Peters. You don't say no to him, okay? Like, the moment he says do drugs, you do the drugs. But he goes home and he's packing up the car and everything. And he's just like, yo, we got to go. It's not working out. I got these pills in my pocket, but like, we can't stay here. And he gets a call from his publicist. And his publicist is none other than Margaret Got a Gun Booth. Okay, if you haven't seen American Horror Story 1984, I implore you to go check out my little series. That was the very first Itchin' Bitch I did. And y'all know how I feel about my girl Margaret, okay? She could go straight to hell. But first, she plays a publicist. And she's basically just like, sir, if you don't write, you don't eat, you die. Like, if you don't write, you ain't gonna have a house. You ain't gonna have a home, okay? You're gonna be out in the streets. So get your shit together and write. So he's extremely frustrated. And in this scene, for some reason, I'm just like, sir, you looking... I'm not sure if it's like, you know, the hair dye or something, but like, it was giving big Batman Beyond, big Terry vibes. And, you know, I'm not saying I found that attractive. So he ends up taking the pills. And the episode ends with his daughter seeing him do drugs. Hard black drugs. The pills are black, okay? That came out wrong, but like, the pills they're like oblong. Damn, that doesn't sound good either. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention before. So Sarah Paulson eventually like goes over to Frances Conroy's house, and they clearly have a baby in the bag, and the baby's crying. We don't see it in anything, but basically Sarah's character gives Frances babies to do what she will in exchange for the vampires to like not hurt her. And she could just live on the streets and get meth. Every time I say this, it gets harder and harder every episode. If you like this video, be sure to like this video, even if it's trash. But I'll catch you guys on the next Itchin' Bitch Sunday. As always, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.